Hey, Taebyn. Taebyn. Hi, did
Hi.
you hear about the race between the two pieces of string?
I think I heard something about that, but remind me what happened.
Well, they were tied.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. And Rayne, what do you find at the end of
Yeah.
everything?
The restaurant at the end of the universe?
No, the letter G. And the other
Oh, well,
day,
that's true.
I was on a walk. And this cat came up to me. It was a talking cat, and it insulted me. I think he was just kidding around.
Oof.
And what did one worm say to the other when they were late arriving?
I don't know. What did one worm say to the other when they were late arriving?
Where in earth have you been?
Oh.
All right, enough of this nonsense. Let's get the theme music rolling so we can get started. And Taebyn is just sitting there, all with his lips, his muzzes all pursed together. Bad jokes, bad jokes. Well, hello. Guess what, everyone? This is the first episode of Season 5. Yes, that's right, Season 5.
Oh my cow!
Oh.
Who would have thought?
4 years under our belt and over 200 episodes, 216 counting this one to be exact. And who knew this little COVID project would last so long?
It's like long COVID.
It is like long COVID.
Wait, did we all freeze?
No,
I think we all froze.
No, we didn't. We all just stopped to look at each other for some reason. But there was a remark on the cue cards, and I thought that Taebyn was going to say this remark, but apparently he's waiting for me to say it.
Someone say it.
Someone say it. Though, to our credit, we had planned to do this even before we knew about COVID. So welcome. And Mubark Fluff to all the creatures in the Podiverse. We love that you are here with us once again. I am Barely, and with me is my wonderfully fluffy co-host, Taebyn. How are you, Taebyn?
Well, let me tell you something. The letter G is there. And that was
It's
dumb.
true.
I'm dumb.
Is that your G spot?
I am dumb. I'll say. I'll just keep saying yes.
All right.
I'm done. That's how.
Okay.
I'm done.
And sitting in the co-producer chair is Rayne Raccoon. Rayne, you who will soon have new eyes. How the fluff are you?
Nervous about that. Nervous about what happened when this airs, whether or not everything at Furlandia went well.
Yes.
And I'm probably really missing Ziggy right now.
Okay. All right.
And so that's how I am right now.
All right. And hopefully the surgery goes well for all of our listeners. Rayne is having his lenses replaced.
I'm having my lenses replaced in my eyes. Because apparently part of my glaucoma issues are that my lenses are too big, my natural lenses. So they're going to essentially do cataract surgery on me.
Is that the only thing that's big on you?
Not dogaract or raccoonaract. No, it's not.
Okay.
Listeners will just have to guess what the other things that are big on me are.
They can ask Ziggy later. Okay.
Right.
Taebyn.
Hi.
You're sitting there being a good boy.
I'm
Who's a good boy?
Oh, I hope I am.
Who's a good boy?
Oh, good boy, Taebyn. Head pats for you. Belly rubs later.
Yes.
Thanks for tuning in to
Things with us.
BFFT Asmer.
BFFT. Hi there.
Hi. This is an exciting episode. I wag. That's all I can do. I just wag.
We're not even 5 minutes in. We're already off the rails.
Okay, so Taebyn, do you have anything you don't understand?
I do. I have so many things I don't understand.
Okay, well, let's hear the things that Taebyn doesn't understand.
Well, right, because we did this last week. We started this new thing. I started a new thing accidentally, and so now we're going to each episode hear about some other new things. I have so many things I don't understand, so I'll just do like one or two.
He's just a young
each
pup,
episode.
so there's a lot of things he hasn't
There's
experienced
a lot
yet.
of things I don't understand. Oh, and actually, the first thing I don't understand is why I missed saying what I was supposed to say, and probably barely was waiting for me to say it, and I didn't say it. So let me say it. This is time for Jesse for a walk and how you should do about English. Okay, we did that.
Okay.
Great. Now, on to the things I officially wanted to talk about that I don't understand. Two things that I have this week. One is, how is it that a building burns up as it burns down? I mean, how does that even work? It's like defying gravity or something.
Fire is mysterious.
It is. And the other thing that I don't understand, apparently this is a joke, but I don't get it. So maybe, just like last week, there's a joke that I didn't. So maybe you two can help me understand. It's just one sentence, and the sentence is, my dentist helped. What help? I didn't type that. Let me start over because that word didn't. I typed the wrong. Okay. My dentist hung my x-rays up to the light and spotted a new bass boat. A new bass boat?
Bass boat.
A bass
Yeah.
boat.
Yeah.
Bass boat. Yeah.
So do you want to tell him or should I?
Sure, because he's got so much dental work that it's going to cost him enough that his dentist is going to get a new bass boat.
Oh, I did. But you got it right away. So good for you.
Yep.
Thought about that all afternoon and had no idea.
He must have already sent his kids to college.
That's right. Yes.
Apparently. Okay. Well, I have already learned things on the show today.
There you go.
Yay.
All right. I still can't answer the burning down while burning up thing. That even confused me.
That's a pass today for next time.
I'll
mark that down. Next time I'll explain. Figure it out.
Okay. All right. And now, Taebyn, it's time for our mellow section of the podcast. It's time for our Furmations with Taebyn.
So any of our listeners that are tuning in for the first time, the last few months, I've been reading some Furmations. At first it was cat Furmations, mantras for your daily mantras for your living as a monstrous cat or something. I don't know.
Monstrous cat.
And they were nice. And then I got done with that, and then I moved on to some corgi Furmations. And now I got done with that. And last week I started a new Furmations that Rayne bought me. The Trashy Raccoon's Guide to an Amazing Life. And these have a few lists of about 14 or 15 things. And last week I started Emotional Wellness Affirmations, and I read the first 7.5 out of 15. So now I'll read the last 7.5, which begins with of thinking clearly.
Okay. And if you don't know what the first half is, go back to the last episode. Yes. And you'll understand.
You'll hear the first half. Yes.
You'll have the first half.
Talk about a cliffhanger.
I know, right? My emotions are healthy. I can control my emotions easily.
Can I get an ah-woo from the congregation? Ah-woo.
Ah-woo. Jimmy Woort should have swaggered. I don't know. Okay. Thinking positive thoughts comes naturally to me.
Woo.
Each day brings joy into my thoughts.
Woo. Woo.
I can remain calm in difficult situations, and I can apparently talk monotone. Yes, indeed. My days are filled with small moments of joy.
Awoo.
Oh, woo.
I am strong in control of my emotions.
Awoo.
It sure doesn't sound like it. though.
Woo!
Awoo.
And people see me as a calm. Oh, no, it does make sense. I thought I was reading that wrong, but it does make sense. Let me try it again. People see me as a calm within a chaotic storm.
Awoo.
Woo.
And that concludes our list of emotional wellness affirmations. And so next time, I will start the next list, which is, it looks like, no, I was going to say, it looks like this is your page to draw, doodle, sketch, or brainstorm. Use the blankness for your infinite musings. But no, that's not it. The actual list is physical wellness affirmations.
Okay.
And until next week, oh, we have more things to do this week, but that's it for this week for the awoo-ness.
Awoo-ness. All right. Well, that takes us up
Okay.
to our section on our media consumption.
No, it doesn't. It takes
it
us to our
doesn't.
past today.
Or our
It
past
does
today.
take us to our
Do we
past
have
today.
past today?
Yes.
Oh,
You're not reading the notes.
I did read the notes, but I
Look,
but I moved
they're right there.
But I moved them, and because there was nothing written in there.
But it's written right there. See, it's
It's-
written right there.
Why are you typing it again, Mike? It's
I
there.
don't know. I don't know. I don't
Do
know.
you not see it?
I do.
It's right above where you're
You
typing.
see it right now?
I see it now. I'm sorry. I was down the page. I should have been up the page, but I was down the page. I was going down the page while I was going up the page.
So
You're like fire.
for all our
I'm like
listeners
fire.
out there, you're listening to, this is indeed the first episode of season 5, and also the last season that barely was like sane.
Sane, yes.
So
We've finally done it after 4 seasons. We've driven him insane.
Driven me insane.
So
One could
I
argue
do
that
have a
I've been
past
insane
today.
the whole time, but go ahead.
I have been not insane, but out.
Sane?
Whatever the opposite of sane is. What's the opposite of sane?
Insane.
Crazy.
Insane.
Yeah.
So I've been out insane.
Yes.
No.
No.
You've been out crazy.
Yeah, I've been, wow. So my past today is, so last week I talked about the Fur and Loathing podcast that had just started,
Mhm.
and its investigation into the 2014 MFF chemical attack.
Yes.
And the second episode is now out. They continue their, the first episode just kind of talked basically about what the thing was about. And I think it's a series of 6 episodes, I believe, where it's just a continuing investigation into it. And here's the kind of synopsis about what the second episode is about. The 2014 chemical attack on MFF, Midwest Fur Fest, was one of the largest in American history. 19 people were hospitalized. Oh, I said it right. Hospitalized. Nobody was charged, and the case went cold. 10 years later, never before reported findings are here in this Furry True Crime podcast. That is the Fur and Loathing podcast with journalist Nikki Wolf. In the new episode 2, Nikki visits Midwest Fur Fest and traces events in the 2014 police report, gaining unexpected insight. He gets immersed in furry culture with an insider guide, then introduces a complication that stalled the case until now. Dun, dun, dun.
You know, Taebyn, I have to say, you definitely put the spittle in hospitalized.
Yes.
I sure did. I like, my mic is just dripping right now. The podcast can be found at brazen.fm/fur-and-loathing, and we'll put a link on the webpage for the show. And you can hear more about it and get insight into the site that is in
Sight.
Yes. Oh my cow.
All right,
Oh,
now, Barry,
now-
we can go to media.
Now we could go to
Yes.
media. Oh, yay. Today.
Okay.
Oh, boy. Well, so on one of my other podcasts, I was called out by a listener because I had stated that I didn't like the show Letterkenny.
Yes.
And
what is that? I don't even know that's a show.
It's stupid.
It's very stupid. Now, to be honest, I did give it, I think, 4 episodes before I went bleh. And I talked about this on my other podcast, the puppy one, and
which is actually called, for any listener that's interested, it's called
Off Leash.
Yes. Okay.
Anyway, so this puppy said, "How can you not like Letterkenny? It's all about a small town in Canada, and being from a small town in Canada, you should really give it a second chance." I was like, okay. So I did. I still think it's dumb.
Okay. Nothing's changed, huh?
The Red Green show was dumb.
Yeah.
But it was funny.
Yeah.
And also from a small town in Canada.
Yes. And I got to the 4th episode again this watch, and I
to be fair. Yeah.
To be fair. And then I texted back that puppy and I said, "Now I remember why I didn't like the show. This and this and this and this and this." And of course they said, "Well, if you keep watching, it gets better." And they stopped doing all the stupid things that they did in the first season. So I'm like, okay, I will go back and start watching from episode 5 moving forward. But
have you done that?
Not yet.
Was that recent, or have you?
That was recent. I haven't got there yet. No. So
okay. So we'll be excited, for lack of better words, to hear what the emanating saga of Burley and Letterkenny. How does this saga unfold?
Yep. I did start watching and got another episode of Black Sails finished. We talked about Black Sails last time. It's a pretty good show.
Yes.
I'm continuing with Halo. I rewatched the Marvel movie Fantastic Four. It's a nice, good bubblegum movie. Very little character development in typical DC fashion.
It's Marvel.
It's Marvel. That's right. I was going to say
I
DC,
mean,
but it was in very much
hear
DC
politicians.
Fashion. Yes.
I do hear politicians are like that out in DC.
Yes.
The Fantastic Four has been a real difficult one for Marvel to get right.
Mm-hmm.
They have tried now 1, 2, 3 times, and they're getting ready to do a 4th.
A lady.
Or no, actually 5, because if you kind of count that Reed Richards was in one of the X-Men movies. So yeah, they're having trouble with it. It's a hard one to get off of comic book pages.
And also, all you listeners, this is again episode 1 of season 5, and Taebyn no longer exists. So it's been great. We'll talk to you later.
What do you mean?
I just say things and no one listens, and it's fine. It's fine.
We heard you.
We heard you.
Oh, you did hear me. Okay.
Yes.
So all you listeners, I'm magically back. Thank you. It was a great vacation. It's good to be back.
God. Okay. And all right. We also started watching a show on Starz called Mary and George. Now, my God. This is a show for the gay boys for sure.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. It's about this pretty twink in the 16th century who becomes a paramour for King James.
Oh, I heard about this on a podcast this morning.
It
like
is.
They were talking about they were talking about how he's pretty gay.
He's pretty Yep. I'm going to tell you, if you're gay and you watch this, you are going to need a cool compress at the end of every episode. So, if you have Starz and you're gay, I highly recommend Mary and George.
All right.
And if you really want to, you can also marry George.
You could marry George.
Could marry George, yeah.
In some states.
Yeah.
Taebyn, how about you? What have you been consuming?
Horrible. I don't even know. Let me check my notes here.
Okay.
Oh, cow. Where am I? Oh, yeah. So, Rayne, you'll be so excited to know.
Did you start back?
I started back. I watched another episode of
Lawyer Decks.
Not Lawyer Decks.
That's an entirely
Not
different
Lawyer
show.
Decks.
Completely different show, yes.
Completely different.
Very boring.
That's where George and Mary go off and Paramore,
Yes.
a black sail with DC and George Bush. No.
In Letterkenny, Canada.
Yes, and exactly. No, Lower Decks. I saw another episode. Yay, it was good, of course. And now I'll continue on. I'm not quite done with season 1. I think I have 2 more episodes or something. But I know there's like 4 seasons. Or we've talked about this before.
There will be 4 seasons, no 5th, unfortunately,
No 5th.
unless
That's
somebody
right.
picks it
Which
up.
is possible.
There's hopes that Netflix may pick it up, but we're not sure. And then there's also the fact that Paramount may be getting bought out by Sony, and there's hopes that maybe Sony will say, "Oh, well, this is one of your better shows, and we're going to go ahead and continue producing it." So,
yeah.
So, and would they, when things do things like that, do they keep like the same animators and writers and everything?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's just a matter of
it'll be like what
franchise
happened with
chasing hands.
Futurama. So like with Futurama,
Ah.
remember Fox dropped it and then it got picked back up by Comedy Central and they redid it and made all kinds of jokes about Fox but it was all the same voice actors, same animators, all of that gets kept.
So it would still be the same show.
Yes.
Just
On a different network.
Yes.
Different pauses
Same
holding
writers.
it.
Yeah, same writers, just different producer paying the bills.
And possibly more money, so better animation and more, more fancy schmancy stuff.
Kind of like, what was it? The Orville
did, yeah.
Yeah. If Sony ends up buying Paramount, it could be a lot more money. Also, it could be bad. I don't know.
Well, any kind of merger like that can be bad or good.
Colbert is a little bit worried. he made some pretty good jokes about it, and then kissed Sony's ass a little bit on air to just in case, to cover all his bases.
Yeah, Sony's a big company.
I keep
poking.
I keep hearing about this Mr. Case person. Who is this Justin Case?
Well,
he's one of the most famous lawyers on Lawyer Decks.
Yes.
I should know about him.
Right. Yeah, you should.
Yes.
So, of course, we talked about, you talked about Burley. We talked about it this last time. We've continued watching Black Sails. What episode are you on now, or have you finished?
Black Sails. I think I'm on episode 4.
I think we're on 6. I want to say 5 or 6. So we're still about in the same area.
Yeah.
We are sailing along in our blackness.
Yes.
We finished the Big Bang Theory season 5 today.
Okay.
It was such a great season finale.
So Taebyn, is that the episode where Howard and Bernadette get married and Howard goes into space?
So to our listeners, that was just bleeped out in case you haven't seen it yet.
Just a note from the co-producer editing this episode. No, it wasn't. If you haven't seen it yet, too bad.
So, like, when you edit, bleep all that out. So it was a really good season finale. Exactly.
What the hell?
The show has been out for how many years now?
But see, the thing is, people get like a big, long list of things to watch, and so maybe they just haven't gotten to it yet.
It's true. Could be.
Well, that's their fault.
Yeah.
So it's still possibly, I don't want to spoil that for any out there. So the bleeping was happening, and the moo was what is wrong with me today? Oh my! I guess
I don't know.
The real question is, what is wrong with me every day? So I guess this is normal.
It's normal.
But,
condition Taebyn.
But it's not going to be. But it's not going to be a beep. It's going to be a long moo.
Yes.
I'll make a long moo.
Oh.
Or a yippee.
Yippee.
No.
Yippee.
Oh my cow. No, I am. Okay, I'm done. Say, this is great, all you furs, but I can't do this anymore. But okay, I'll continue.
Okay, no yippies, no yippies.
Yay.
Come back, Taebyn.
How about hippies?
They're fine.
Oh, hippies are fine.
Yeah, they're fine.
Yeah, you can get an exterminator for those.
Okay.
That's what we've been. Cartman.
Yeah, Cartman. Exactly. Cartman's great at it.
So that's what we've been watching, and I haven't been playing much. I've been playing Moon 6 Monkey Goes Poppin' Royal Match, and I'm close to level. Let's see, I beat level 950 today, so I'm not quite anywhere near where you are, barely, but I'm getting there, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my media-ing I've been doing, and Rayne. What
Yes.
videoing have you been doing?
Well, not much for me, because even though this is airing after Furlandia, I've been busy getting ready for Furlandia and Ziggy's visit. But I have found a little time to play some Capcom versus Marvel 3 on my Steam Deck.
Wow.
Nice.
I've been enjoying that, beating up the Capcom characters with Wolverine and Deadpool, and sometimes I'll bring Chun-Li over to my side because, she's the best of the Capcom characters.
Ah, okay.
Because she can kick like really fast. Nobody can get near her. She's awesome.
All right. Fair enough.
That's it. That's it for me.
That's it for you.
Oh,
yay. We
you
did
never
it.
played
We
Street
did
Fighter?
it.
Pup, you have never played Street Fighter?
I think I have like once or twice. I've seen people play it. I haven't.
Oh my cow.
I never got into the fighting games where you just push a button and make them kick at the other person.
That was like the best arcade game back when arcades were still a thing.
That's what I hear, but I don't.
All right. Well,
okay.
Well, that's I never was into the first person shooter games. So that's like Alex always says, well, you should play Halo. And I'm like, I don't like first person shooters.
Some people are not good at it.
Yeah.
My ex-husband, really not good at it. It was hilarious watching him play, because you're watching the character on screen and he's running around and he doesn't understand that one stick controls your view, one stick controls your movement. And he's twiddling the sticks all over. Yeah. So the Master Chief is looking up in the sky, and then he's looking at the ground, and then he's turning in circles, and it's just I get so frustrated.
Because he's trying to fight, but he's just looking around.
I get so frustrated watching that. I'm like, how can you not understand two-stick movement? But yeah,
barely. Do you like? Well, okay. If there's first-person shooter games, are there second and third-person shooter games, and are there fourth-person shooter games?
No.
Second
and third are a thing. Yes.
Okay, but not a fourth. What about a fifth-person shooter?
No. Fifth.
It only goes up to third.
Fifth.
It only goes up to
fifth.
So there's no sixth.
No, fifth comes from the liquor store.
That it does, yes. And those fifth person shooters can get really fun the more you
play. Yeah. Yes. Fifth person.
You have to play them a lot.
Okay. There you go. Alrighty then. Well, let's get to our furry news. And a quick announcement about furry news. We are in the process, or I am in the process of recruiting a news correspondent to do the news section for us during season 5.
Dun, dun.
Yes.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So it's time to start outsourcing some of this stuff. Okay. I'm gonna get
we still have to edit it.
I know we're gonna get a call center in Malaysia to give us the furry news. All right.
In Amsterdam,
yes. All right. So the first thing in furry news is that the Anthrocon is happening. We'll talk about this in upcoming events, but the Anthrocon, like the Facebook.
The Anthrocon.
Yes.
Yes.
The hotel block.
The Google.
Sold out in 12 minutes. The entire hotel block, including all of the overflow hotels.
Whoa.
12
minutes. I didn't read the word block when I saw the notes before. I thought Anthrocon hotel sold in 12 minutes. It's like, and I was thinking, well, all the cons are doing it these days. So yeah, okay. But I didn't see that. Yeah, that's a lot. Because they have 9 overflow hotels.
Yes, they have 10 total hotels. All of the rooms sold out in 12 minutes.
That's impressive.
That's impressive. They are expecting record crowds for this year's conference. They are expecting an excess of 14,000 attendees.
Oh, I would imagine.
Oh, yeah. So you might as well triple that, because at least every fur is going to have 3 extra people in their room.
Well, I'm sure they're accounting for that in this number, but yes, the rooms have usually a lot more than just 1 or 2 people in them.
Yeah, at least 3 extras.
Yeah. To give you an idea of where that number lands, AC, which Taebyn, what does AC stand for again?
Anthrocon.
Anthracon. Oh.
Yes,
So this was their last year numbers. Okay.
This
last year.
is
Yes.
their last year number, yes.
Gotcha. Okay. They had
Stands
13,644.
for alternating current.
Yes. MFF, which is the Midwest Fur Fest.
Wait, say that again. I don't think our listeners heard because Rayne was talking over you.
Oh, AC air conditioning had 13,644 last year in 2023. And again, they're expecting over 14,000 this year. MFF, which is the Midwest Fur Fest, had 15,547 last year. Furry Weekend Atlanta, which happened a few weeks ago, which had been in third place in terms of attendance for a while, had 15,021, putting them currently at second place. Now,
And just so I mean, I happened to be talking to Zarafa just this afternoon, and he went to FWA, and he said, because he's going to Furlandia too, and he said, asked me if I'm going to be if he's going to see me at Furlandia, and I said yes, and I said, are you looking forward to Furlandia? And he said, yeah, I am. I was at FWA last weekend, and there were so many. It was so crowded. He's looking forward
to a smaller con.
Nice. So
yes,
I can imagine. Yeah.
I kind of like the smaller cons. There seems to be a little bit more time to
do stuff,
chill out with friends, and hang with furs you don't get to hang out with at the big cons. Because like when we go to BLFC, it's just like we are constantly in motion the entire time. We have no real time to like get together as in little groups and do visiting and stuff. So
well,
I kind of like
also,
the smaller cons.
And also, well, even with BLFC and mid-sized cons like that, you can still, you don't have to necessarily make plans just to see someone. Like you'll still maybe pass them in the halls, but something like AC, things like that, even when the attendance at MFF was at 10,000 and stuff, like you cannot expect
you
to
can't
see someone
find anybody.
Like you have to make plans.
Yeah. You have to make plans. And of course, as we all know, plans for cons to hook up with somebody rarely comes to pass. Because you just never can jive your schedule together. But
no, you get distracted and no. Yep.
Getting back to Anthracon, the Pittsburgh Chamber of Commerce stated that Anthracon is estimated to bring in more than $15 million into the local economy. So
I love how Pittsburgh like embraces Anthracon, and I mean the city loves them. And when the one time that I've been to Anthracon, you've probably heard about this too, is that like there's furry like outside Starbucks, even like 10 blocks away from the hotel, say outside Starbucks and everything, they've got little like furry centric themed beverages, and they've got little kitties drawn on there, and like you can just go anywhere in that city that weekend at Anthracon, and they've just got furry stuff all over, and it's such an awesome place to be actually in the entire city. It's very
when you're pumping like $15 million into the economy,
so there's
businesses are going to notice.
Yes.
They're going to notice.
Absolutely.
Yes.
All right, our next story comes from Seattle. All aboard the Furry Cruise, a historic steamship trip for the fandom. There's something endearingly Seattle about a steamboat cruise for furries. Whistle and Wag is the first furry-centric voyage and fundraiser for the SS Virginia 5, the last surviving vessel in the Mosquito Fleet and the only wooden-hulled, propeller-driven passenger steamship in the United States. Virginia 5 senior docent and historian Ed Brown said the ship is a living museum exhibit available for parties and events of all descriptions. Besides the fact that some of the attendees will be wearing animal costumes, it's really not that different from anything else the ship does, Brown said. The idea came from Brown.
Except for all the litter boxes.
Yes. The idea, don't even go there. The idea
don't start that rumor.
Came from Brown, who, in addition to working for the Virginia 5, is an enthusiastic member of the furry community. They have steered the ship dressed as a magpie and attended the Virginia 5 Christmas party as their personas, Jewel Reindeer. Their proposal,
who is a friend of Taebyn and I. We've met Jewel several times at Anthro Northwest.
Okay, then.
We talked about Jewel before on the podcast. This is the tap dancing reindeer. They always do tap dancing things. Anyway, yes.
Anyway, the Virginia 5 cruise is a 2.5-hour long trip from Lake Union to Lake Washington with a bar, a dance floor, and a sightseeing deck for passengers. And there's a raffle For prizes, there was a raffle because this already took place, including a partial fursuit. All the proceeds from the event go to the Steamer Virginia 5 Foundation, the nonprofit that owns and maintains the 102-year-old ship. A ticket to ride was $50, but attendees could pay extra for earlier boarding and a whistle and wag merchandise like a commemorative T-shirt or pin.
$50. That's not bad for something like that.
That's
furry
reasonable.
voyage.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty cool. Yeah.
Especially on a historic ship like that.
Yep.
That's kind of cool.
Okay, our next story is not so nice, but I know. The furry community is
Cover your ears, Taebyn.
The furry community is struggling to snuff out far-right agitators. On June 26th, Michael Edward Herman, a 35-year-old West Virginia resident, was charged with making terroristic threats on Twitter. According to the press release from the West Virginia Department of Homeland Security, the tweets included intimidating language aimed at Governor Jim Justice, Attorney General Patrick Morrisey, and Vice President Kamala Harris.
Is this like... Is this Michael Edward Herman, is that AKA Donald Trump? Sounds like.
Right? Yeah. Related to the passage and enforcement of abortion bans. Although the tweets have not been made publicly available, past posts on his socials show that he was vigorously pro-choice, and the timing indicates he would have sent the alleged messages as state officials attempted to implement an abortion ban. He has not yet pleaded to the charges, and his public defender declined to comment at this time. However, shortly after his arrest, members of the furry community pointed out that Herman was a furry known as Canine Lupine and had been a disquieting far-right voice in the community for years. Dogpatch Press, friend of the pod, a website that tracks furry news, posted extensive tweets from Lupine, who was known for posting some pretty hateful things, transphobic statements, messages, mostly, and general MAGA overtones. In the absence of information about the tweets that got him arrested, the community began focusing on his past, far-right commentary, and worried aloud that he wasn't the only one fostering these views. On the surface, the furry community doesn't seem like a place where extremist contingents would fester. It's extremely LGBTQ plus friendly, consists largely of neurodivergent kids and adults, and is often characterized by a deep love of feature-length cartoons such as Zootopia and The Bad Guys. All right, and our next story is from our puppespondent, Taebyn.
So this story is about our friendly Rayne Raccoon, basically. So Raccoon invades field and dodges trash can wielding officers at soccer game. Wow! American sports may have seen its most epic battle of the year. A single raccoon versus a team of men trying to capture it with trash cans. The stripy-tailed interloper stopped play for almost 2 minutes in the Major League Soccer game between Philadelphia Union and New York City on Wednesday night, prompting a battle of wit and skill with staff on the field of Subaru Park in Chester, Pennsylvania. There's another... we'll talk about this. There's an inn... Okay. We need to find him a ball because he's moving very well in the center of midfield, said Kellen Williams, the commentator on Apple TV. I don't think I've ever seen anything quite as bizarre as this, particularly given the amount of time he's remained on the field, he added. A stadium official approached the urban scavenger with the most appropriate of impromptu capture devices, a trash can, but the creature was too quick and he got away. Having run almost the full length of the field in its bid for freedom, a second member of staff then attempted to stop the furry fugitive before a third man, armed with yet another trash can, finally managed to capture it. By this point, the match commentators were rooting for the raccoon. Dubbed Raccoonho by some, it now holds the not particularly well-contested record of spending the most amount of minutes of any raccoon on the field in MLS history, the league said. Fans speculated which team would be the first to sign the raccoon, given its impressive footwork and acceleration. One YouTube commentator argued that it had already shown more promise than any Manchester United attacker this season.
Yes.
Very, very, very possum. The raccoon was picked up by a local pest company and released back into the wild, Philadelphia Union said in a statement on Twitter, or X, as it is now. The raccoon's appearance was not a good omen for the home team. Philadelphia lost the game 2-1, leaving the team in 9th place in the MLS table after 12 games. So that was awesome. And a few notes I have to say about this. So in the actual article itself, so we'll put the link to the article on the website so you can see it for yourself and also see the video, which I'll talk about in a second. But there's a lot in the actual article. There are lots of repeated words, like in the beginning when I got sidetracked. It's like in the beginning it says in when it should just be in, and the and got, and there's like a lot of repeated words. There's even a repeated paragraph. It's like when I was looking through this story to edit it down for the pod, I was reading, okay, and then I read another paragraph. Then I read another paragraph, and that one sure seemed to look like the one that I read just a few paragraphs ago. And lo and behold, it was the exact same paragraph. It's like, geez. So I'm thinking that the journalist that wrote this, and by the way, this was an NBC article, the journalist that wrote this needs to go back to journalist school for a refresher on what not to do.
Yes.
And anyway, so take a look at that website and take a look at the story. In the story, there's a link to a little 18-second video. It's just awesome. You see the fun little raccoon running around and 4 people chasing after Raquinto, and you can hear like all the fans are cheering for the raccoon. It's like really cool. So it's awesome. Go ahead and check it out.
The other cool thing is they have that heat map to show like where players have been on the field.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
And they showed a picture of the raccoon's heat map. So it's not really like a heat map like as in temperature, but as like for how often they've hit certain parts of the field.
Yeah.
I guess they have a computer that kind of tracks movement on the field and generates these maps so you can kind of like gauge how players are doing. And yeah, he was all over the field. Like he covered front to back and half of the midfield. It was pretty cool.
I missed that off to go back to the oh, there it is. I missed that. Okay, yes,
Yeah.
heat map for and all you for is this heat map that Rayne's talking about. It's titled Heat Map for Our Raccoon.
Yes. Not Rayne Raccoon. It's not me.
This is Raccoon. Oh yes.
Yeah, I haven't
Raccoon.
played soccer in ages.
I didn't even know soccer existed until I moved to Oregon from New Jersey.
Yeah.
Because it was called football over there, right?
No, football was football, and
Oh.
you know, they were like, the school has a soccer team. I'm like, what's soccer? Never had heard of it before. Yeah.
Is there also a shoer?
Right.
If there's a soccer.
Soccer. There's a soccer and a shoer.
Soccer, but my mom told me never to hit girls.
All right, let's talk about upcoming events.
That sounded like something I would say, Rayne. Rayne, you really got to up your game. Stop coming down to my level.
Sorry, it's just easier.
Okay. All right, upcoming events. June 6th through the 9th in Traverse City, Michigan is the Northern Michigan Fur Camp. That is the same. That's the same weekend this comes out. This episode comes out the 15th of June in Zabau, Nuremberg, Germany is the Bavarian Fur Dance 2024. June 27th through the 30th in South Portland, Maine is PortCon Maine 2024. And of course, as we spoke before, Anthrocon 2024 is taking place July 4th through the 7th in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And
there's no rooms available.
There's no rooms available, yes. Little Island FurCon 2024 is taking place July 6th through the 7th in Singapore.
One Farer? Is that the name of the city, One Farer?
One Farer, yes. It's
One
Singaporean.
Farer. Yes.
Apparently.
Yes.
If
They've
you
got one nearer and one farer.
If you were to Singaporean, you would say it as Aporian. Then you would Singaporean. Okay, that was dumb. Okay, so I have gone back down to my level. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Yilan County, Taiwan is hosting Furmit 2024, July 13th through the 14th. That same weekend in Jakarta, Utara, Indonesia is the Indonesia Weekend Anthro Gathering. July 18th to the 21st in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada is Furry 2024. Anthrocon weekend or Anthro Weekend Utah 2024 is taking place that same weekend, July 19th to 21st in Layton, Utah. Euphoria is taking place in Albany, New York, July 20th. Then Austria is taking place.
Austria?
Yes. In, can you guess where? Austria. Yes, Austria. July 25th.
Yes, you heard it here.
Yes. And then Aurora is taking place in Australia that same weekend, July 26th, 28th. And those are the upcoming events for the next month. And now it's time for that wonderful cheetah to give us a review. What is Cheetaro reviewing for us this week, Rayne?
It's going to be 100% Wolf. It's a kind of a cool story.
All right.
So let's get to it.
I haven't even heard about it. I'm
Yeah.
excited to hear about it.
Well, Cheetaro's going to tell you all about it.
Oh, he is. Oh, wow. Like you said, okay, this is good. Can't wait.
Hey, Cheetaro, I hear you got a movie review for us this week.
I do, Rayne. It's absolutely a adorable movie called 100% Wolf.
Aw.
It's a movie streaming on Hulu for all you furs that want to go out there and watch it. It's a movie from 2020, so that means that it was BC, before COVID. Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
No, it's weird how we've got to do that stuff now.
I know, right? But this is a cool movie. It's kind of unlike, I'm gonna say it's kind of unlike a lot of movies that are out there, because you don't really expect what the movie is as it goes along, so to speak.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I like movies like that.
Yeah, me too. It kind of engaged me a lot better, so to speak. But this movie is about, as the title says, it's 100% wolf. But the funny part is that it's about werewolves.
Ooh, they're wolves.
Yeah. Exactly. Here wolves, there wolves, everybody werewolves.
Right.
But it's interesting because at the beginning, you're watching these werewolves running around, and all of a sudden this boy starts following them around, and you're going, what in the world? It turns out that this boy, of course, is the son of the head werewolf, so to speak.
Ah.
Yeah, and he ends up having this
Was he a teenage werewolf?
No, he wasn't, as a matter of fact, because if he was a teenage werewolf, he would have been able to turn into a werewolf.
Ah, see, I was just calling back to a very old 1960s-ish movie called I Was a Teenage Werewolf.
Oh, that's right. There was one back then. I was thinking of the one from Michael J. Fox.
No, that was Teen Wolf, which I think Teen Wolf was based on I Was a Teenage Werewolf.
Yeah. Well, this kid was not a teenage werewolf, at least not in the beginning of the movie, because the father ends up, let's just say that the boy ends up losing his father.
Oh, no.
Okay, yeah, he ended up losing his father. And he had this stone called a moonstone that helps the werewolves to, become werewolves. And he lost the moonstone, of course. So the whole entire next scene of the movie is kind of like he grows up, he turns into... He's all excited because he's about to turn into a werewolf, and they have this big gigantic party where everybody's there.
Mm-hmm.
The moon starts to shine. He gets under the moonshine, and it's like, poof! He changes into, well, it's not really a werewolf. It's more, they call him a poodle.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So he's this tiny little dog with this kind of fluff on his head and a piece of fluff on his tail, and he's kind of adorably cute, so to speak, but he's like all sad because this whole entire life he says, I'm gonna turn into this humongous werewolf with more muscles than anybody and more stronger than anybody, and then he turns into this little thing. But the funny part of this movie, or the cute part of this movie, is that he ends up, let's just say, on a quest to find this moonstone. And a few things happen, and he ends up getting caught up with some dogs, with one dog specific, and then they end up going to the pound.
Oh, no. That's not a place for a werewolf.
Yeah, no, definitely no. But it's a cool movie, and as much as this is going to sound funny, and I will apologize beforehand, but we find out that they're trying to turn all of the dogs in the dog pound from dogs into hair pieces.
Oh, no.
So yeah,
that's not where I thought this was going to go.
like I said, this movie goes places when you don't even think about it until you watch it. It's like, it's really hilarious. And of course, you know, there's a big gigantic scene at the end. I think it's really funny. While they're in the dog jail, so to speak, they find this one dog that's like this little tiny chihuahua, and she's all like, "Did you call me small? Don't you call me small?" And she's like, gets all uppity, and it's hilarious. This tiny little chihuahua ends up scaring a Doberman. It's like really hilarious.
Chihuahuas are devil dogs.
They are.
There are only a few dog breeds I'm truly afraid of: Chihuahua, Dachshund, and Pomeranians. Those three dogs, even though they're the smallest of breeds, are scary as hell because they don't understand they're tiny, and they will go after you no matter what.
Well, my husband, his mother decided that she wanted to breed dogs. And what dog did she decide that she wanted to breed? Chihuahuas. So there were periods of time when we'd go up for holiday up there, and oh my God, 20 Chihuahuas barking all at the same time is not a fun situation. Let me just tell you.
I'll bet.
Talk about every time you move, it's like bark, 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 bark. But you know, a previous partner of mine used to call dogs of that small stature barking cats.
I just call them ankle biters.
I just called them annoying, but that's okay. No offense to all you small dog furs out there. You know,
right.
You're adorably cute,
or cats who've just been insulted by
right.
by Cheetaro's ex-partner.
Yeah, well, you know, I will say that there have been plenty of times, even in this past week, that I've seen people carrying around little tiny dogs, and my eyes first, when they see them, go, "Oh, look at the adorable cat," and then it's like, wait, that's not a cat, that's a dog.
That's not a moon. It's a space station.
Oh, Lord. I was just thinking about that for some reason. I don't know why.
Anytime I hear somebody say that's immediately what I think of is Obi-Wan saying that's not a moon, it's a space station.
Lisa's so confused.
Right.
But anyway, I digress. But in terms of this movie, I'm going to give it like 4.5 chirps because it held my attention. It made me, you know, okay. Yes, I am an emotional chi.
Mm.
You know, I have anxiety, obviously. I do. Okay.
Yeah. I got you there.
When the father, you know, went missing, let's just say, I kind of cried because it's like, no, how could they off such a beautiful creature of, you know,
right.
And, you know, but there's parts in it that's really sad. There's parts of it that are really funny, you know, I mean, this will not wreck it for you, but there's this one character who's like a granny figure, and she just goes in and starts whooping ass in the dog pound, you know. And so just watching little old lady granny fighting is just an awesome spectacle. So
never underestimate a granny.
That is so true, but it's a great movie. You know, all you furs should go out and see it. As a matter of fact, the ironically fun part of this movie that I just found out like literally a month ago when I was researching this, my movies to be able to review, they are coming out with a sequel.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah, it's supposedly going to come out in July. And you want to know what the name of the sequel is?
Let me guess. 110% wolf?
You are close, but no.
Oh, 200% wolf.
There you go. That's totally correct. Yeah, so 200% wolf.
I don't understand how you can have 200% because, yeah.
Well, you know, it's like, you know, when the little Chihuahua or Poodle, as they called him in the movie, Poodle, he ends up keeping his quote unquote werewolf as this poodle, so to speak. And so, they end up, from everything I've seen about the sequel, it's basically him in his little, werepoodle persona, so to speak, and but he's going to be a lot more, well, wolf.
Ah, okay.
In the sequel, so yeah, so that one is, like I said, it'll be out theoretically in theaters in July. So if anybody wants to, yeah, theoretically.
Theoretically.
Theaterectally.
Whoa!
No,
not that.
No, reverse that. Let's not say that. Okay. Anyway. Right. But yeah, so any fur out there that wants to watch it before the sequel comes out in July, it's a good watch, and I would say that it's worthy of spending the 94 minutes watching it. So,
excellent.
Yeah. So go out there and watch 100% Wolf, and
yay,
and you'll be excited. And maybe you, if you find a moonstone, can turn into a wolf too. Or
that's
a
what they
werepoodle.
say. Moonstone makes you a werewolf.
Yeah, or a werepoodle. Or a were-chihuahua.
Yeah, I don't know how to be a were-chihuahua. At least poodles are smart.
That is true. And they have that cute little ball on the end of their tail.
Very true. As long as they've got a good groomer.
Right. And hopefully other dogs don't go chasing after their tail, because there is this one dog in there that he doesn't say anything, but he does say one word. He says ball.
Oh, yes,
because that's important, Dog.
My golden retriever, that was probably the only word he could say, is ball, because he was like obsessed with tennis balls.
Awesome. I am a cat, and I can honestly say I have played with. Wait, I should not finish that statement.
Yeah, let's keep this PG.
For sure.
So what do you have for us next time?
Next time, yes, that was just where I was going, because next time I have another cute movie about puppers, and this one is also streaming on Hulu, called Ozzy.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that.
And has no affiliation with Ozzy Osbourne, just so everybody out there doesn't think about that. So it has
Ozzy and Harriet, I'm sure.
For all you gray muzzles that know who that is, the answer is yes.
Okay. All right, Cheetaro.
All right. Well, you guys have a good rest of the day, evening, night, and we will chat with you guys soon. Moo Bark Fluff.
Moo Bark Fluff, Cheetaro. Thanks.
All right then. So, Taebyn, do you have a story for us this time? You need to
unmute yourself.
You need to unmute your microphone.
I am unmuting, and now I'm muting. Now I'm unmuting. And now I just muted. Okay, now I'm back unmuted.
5 seasons. Gentle Fur.
I know.
5 seasons.
How?
5 seasons.
How? So and last week, I noticed we didn't have a math or a story.
No, we had jokes.
We had jokes last week.
But we usually have math when we do the jokes.
And then we had power outage, and I missed most of the jokes. So I got to go back and listen to the jokes you guys told.
Oh, yeah. How sweet. How were they?
I don't know. I haven't listened to it yet. It hasn't come out yet.
Oh, you say you have to. Oh,
yeah, I'm going to have to go listen to the episode.
I don't even know. Anyway, there was no math on that. So anyway.
Yes. Taebyn, you're up. You have a story for us.
This is, again, episode 1 is season 5. And so first Barely went away, and now I've gone away. Rayne, are you still here?
Yes, I'm still here.
Okay, so Rayne, tell us things.
Things.
We're not here.
And stuff.
Okay, I'm back. And yes, I do have a story.
Oh,
It's-
goody.
It's the one about the pup that like went totally insane.
Life
So
story, huh?
the last few stories I've had was about interrupting chicken, and
Mhm.
I have one more in the interrupting chicken saga to distill upon us this eve. And this one is interrupting chicken cookies for breakfast.
Okay, then.
Well, I mean, they have flour and eggs and milk. I mean,
Why not?
Yeah.
sounds
really?
like breakfast to me.
Yeah, yeah.
It does. So the story goes. It was bright and early for the little red chicken. Oh,
A woo.
No, that's
I don't know. Good morning, Papa, said Little Red Chicken. Oog, said Papa. That's what it says here. Oog, said Papa.
Ooh.
it's not a very rooster-like sound.
No, not
No,
really,
it's
no.
not. I don't know. Wake up! Chicken, groaned Papa. I don't want to wake up yet. It's Saturday. But look, I like how Chicken's voice is changing like every second. But look, I brought us breakfast in bed. Really? Said Papa. Yes. Okay. Yes! It's cookies! Chicken, I don't want cookies for breakfast. Then can I have your cookies? You are not having cookies either. Oh, well, my second wish is to read a book with you. Okay, said Papa. We can do that. Hooray! I'll go get a book, said the little red chicken. Look out, Papa! Voice is changing. Papa, here I come! Oh, it's so warm in the blankies. I know, said Papa. I brought nursery rhymes. I love nursery rhymes because I love to rhyme. Papa be nimble, Papa be quick. Papa read to your little chick.
Oh my God.
That's what it says. It's not my fault.
And Chick is voiced by Peter Brady.
Yes.
Yes. Disclaimer, I haven't actually read this book yet, so I don't even know what's happening. That's what I'm planning to do, said Papa. Well, don't let me stop you, said the little red chicken. And the story goes, Diddle diddle dumpling. Diddle diddle dumpling, my son John, went to bed with his stockings on. One shoe off and one shoe on. Diddle diddle dumpling, my son John. That's, I don't know. I don't even know what's happening. There was an old woman. There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many cookies. She gave me a few. That's what Little Red Chicken said. Why do you live in a shoe? Isn't it stinky? Not when I bake cookies. Ha ha. This is
Oh God.
Chicken. Yes, Papa. We're not having cookies. I'll make you a healthy breakfast as soon as I get up. Cookies are healthy. They have lots of vitamins. What vitamins? Vitamin C for cookie. Let's just read, okay? Okay, Papa. So the next story they read is Humpty Dumpty. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty back together again. The next story is Jack be nimble. Jack be nimble. Jack be quick. Brought me some cookies when I was sick. Jack, aren't you scared of burning your toes? If I do, bring me some cookies. Ha ha. Why are you burning your toes?
What? Okay.
I don't even know. Chicken. Yes, Papa. That was a conglomeration of Papa and Chicken right there. It went,
Yes.
Chicken. Yes, Papa. I told you we can't have cookies so early. I heard the early bird gets the cookie. That's worm. Well, you can have a worm, but I'd rather have a cookie. Papa yawned. We'll have breakfast soon. Let's just read a little longer. Okay, said the little red chicken. The next story they read is Little Boy Blue. Little Boy Blue, come blow your horn. The sheep's in the meadow, the cow's in the corn. Where's the boy who looks after the sheep? He's under a haystack, fast asleep. Then the next story they read is Hickory Dickory Dock. Hickory Dickory Dock. I sure likes cookies a lot. When you keep cookies in the clock, it's always cookie time. Chicken.
Of course it is.
Yes, Papa. Putting cookies into nursery rhymes isn't going to get you cookies for breakfast. How about cookies for lunch? No, cookies are only for dessert or snack. Uh-oh, you see that, Papa? The cookies get cold because we didn't eat them in time. Why were the cookies warm in the first place? Asked Papa. Because I sat on them. Nobody likes a cold cookie, Papa. I'm going to be reading this at a con, so all you furs. Okay, chicken. I'm going to rest my eyes for a few minutes. I think I have a headache. Papa, don't close your eyes. I'll be lonely. Oh, come here, chicken, said Papa. Snuggle under my wing. Okay, Papa, and I'll write you a nice, loud poem. I mean a real relaxing poem while you rest. Sounds good, murmured Papa. This is Chicken's Rhyme by Chicken, spelled C-H-I-K-N. Roses are red, violets are blue. I like cookies and admit it, so do you. Breakfast, yay! Rich and buttery cookies to share. When I'm hungry for cookies, my tummy growls like a roar. What was that, Papa? A bear? A lion? No, chicken, that was my stomach. I guess I'm hungry. Does this mean we can have cookies for breakfast? I have a better idea, said Papa. We can have cakes. We can't have cakes for breakfast. Oh, sorry. We can't have cakes for breakfast, can we, Papa? Yes, said Papa. Pancakes. The end.
Oh, my cow. Oh, my cow.
So, yes.
I can't wait for you to read that at a con someday.
Yeah, well, neither can I, actually. So all you furs, if you want to hear me read that in the fluff, come see me at a con, and I'm sure at a near soon con that I go to, it'll be there. Anyway, yes, there is that.
There is that. All right. Okay, well, that takes us up to our shameless plugs. And
shameless plugs, Furry in the news.
Okay.
I will be in Thunder Bay next weekend, June 14th, hosting a Puppy Mosh and Dance. Don't forget my other podcast, Royal Highness Off Leash, and I'm sure that Rayne will talk about the other podcast that he does, of which I am a co-host. So, Rayne, what are your plugs?
That's right, apparently. We got 3 Do Who, the monthly Doctor Who podcast where we talk about all things Doctor Who, starring myself, my friend James from England, and our very own Barely. It premieres monthly on the last day of the month, and we're on hiatus for June due to my eye surgeries, but we'll be back in July with a discussion about the 4th and 5th Doctor's companion, Adric.
I remember Adric.
Yes.
I remember Adric.
Yes.
I'm so proud of myself.
And then Friday Night Racc Tracks are most Friday nights from 6 to 8 p.m. Pacific on twitch.tv/Rayne Raccoon, where I play music and sometimes games. Check out djraineraccoon.bsky.social for info on the Fridays that I'm playing, or check out the BFFT chat stream as I usually post there too. And that's all I have.
All righty. Taebyn, how about you?
Rayne Taebyn.
Rayne Taebyn.
I have nothing. Well, a few furs have been listening to this for the past month. It's pretty much the same. I have merch on Fourth Wall, which is Taebyn, Taebyn -shop.fourthwall.com. There's I have a T-shirt there with me pretty much. I commissioned Tater to draw me, and it's on a mug. And it's on a T-shirt that you can buy, and there's stickers. It's not that it's a different sticker, and there's more to come. Mm-hmm. I'll get some more stuff up there. Merch. Make sure to check out my YouTube, which is Taebyn Pup on YouTube. It has a whole bunch of fun and exciting videos and things. Some actual mathies and stuff that, like true math, that can actually help you. I've had other furs tell me they've actually passed their calculus classes because of my calculus videos and stuff. But then I also have some cooking with Taebyn. I can teach you how to make ice. I can help you get things out of things. And it's very useful and wonderful. And all kinds of other things. I read stories and drum and music and poems and all kinds of things. Of course, the most recent edition of the Crispy Chicken Saga is up there, Crispy Ascension. And don't forget to check out the previous 2 parts, the original Crispy Chicken and Crispy Dreamin'. Very important. I'll be at Denver in August in a few months, and I'll be at A&W in Seattle in January doing my story time with Taebyn, and Taebyn Sings Weird Al, which, by the way, you'll be able to probably see me read Interrupting Chicken at those cons. So come join the fun, and woo! And those are my shameful plugs for the week.
And now Barely is muted. Or gone.
Woo! Yay! Okay.
Okay.
Woo.
He's not gone.
I'm not gone.
Woo!
You know, I try to stay around. Okay, well, that about wraps it up for us here at BFF.
And when
We know
you
have a
were
choice
around
in
the house, you're
podcast.
really around the house.
Har, 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 har. We know you have a choice in podcasts, and we appreciate you listening to us. Remember that you can text the show while listening on Buzzsprout by clicking the link at the top of the buzz at the S
I
at
didn't
the
realize
episode.
that.
Yes, you can actually send us messages in real time as you find something. You can say, "Hey, I want this," and blah blah blah. So, all right, you can help support our efforts through donations or merch perch at Bonfire, Redbubble, or Fourth Wall. Until next time, moo bark fluff and stay furry. Rayne, any final words?
I just want to say, be kind to yourself and each other. Moo bark fluff, stay furry. I love you, Ziggy, and that's it.
All right, Taebyn, take
Hi.
us out of here so we can go get a poof.
Bop! I say bop, and I say thank you all you furs for listening to our little thing that we do here. And make sure that if you see Rayne or Barely at a con, make sure that you give them a big hug because they're really needed in order to put up with this pup right here. Like, how do they even do this? How do they even put up with this thing right here? I don't know. So please, I'm sure they
Years
need,
of
like, all
practice.
kinds- It's taken many years of practice, I'm sure. So definitely make sure to give them a big hug because they're really, really needed and deserve it for having to put up with what's happening with me right always. Anyway, thank you for listening to this. This has been amazing and fun. We hope you've laughed. We hope we have not got you seasick. We hope that you did a cartwheel and then did a hula hoop because it was so much fun listening to the show this evening. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited that I can't wait to bark at you next time. So until then, I say moo bark fluff and stay furry.
Barely Furcasting is an Injured Nerves studio production and is found on all major podcast platforms or can be heard directly at barelyfurcasting.com. The opinions expressed here are those of the hosts and the guests, and no commercial compensation was granted. The Furcast is produced, recorded, and directed by Barely Normal, aka Mike Began, and is edited by Barely Normal and co-producer Rayne Raccoon. This week's episode was produced, recorded, and edited by Rayne Raccoon. Opening and closing theme music as well as some interstitial music was created for Injured Nerves Productions for the use on the podcast by our music associate Reg Day with Damian Tanuki. If you would like to hear more music by Reg Day, you can search for Tweezer Beak on Bandcamp or Hoop Loop Tunes on SoundCloud. Other interstitial and background music by Shane Ivers through silvermansound.com, Gator Tots on soundcloud.com, and the YouTube Free Use Library. Social media presence is maintained by Ziggy the Meme Weasel. You can send us a message via email at barelyfurcasting@gmail.com or on our Telegram chat at BFFTchat, on Twitter, on our Facebook page, or on the barelyfurcasting.com webpage. The show is supported through subscriptions on barelyfurcasting.com, donations at coffee.com/barelyfurcasting, or through Patreon at patreon.com/barelyfurcasting. Thanks for listening. We hope you come back and listen next week.